Elon Musk stood on stage in November 2023 and called the Cybertruck the future of trucks. Owners lined up. 2 million pre-ordered. But by February 2024, a 42-year-old accountant named David Chen from Phoenix was posting online, "I paid $65,000 for a truck that tried to kill me." So, how does a vehicle with that much hype, that much engineering, and that much money end up broken so fast? If you think the recalls are just bad luck, the next act will change your mind. Because the documents prove Tesla knew exactly what was coming before they shipped a single one. Subscribe now, because what we found changes everything. November 21st, 2023. The Tesla Gigafactory in Austin, Texas. Elon Musk hands over the first set of keys to customers lined up in the desert heat. The Cybertruck, angular, stainless steel, impossible looking, rolls off the line at $60,990 base price. The event streams live. 2 million people had pre-ordered. The waiting list stretched into 2025. Musk stood there and said it plainly, "This is the future of trucks. Nothing like this has ever existed." By January 2024, exactly 71 days later, the first recall landed. NHTSA, case number 2, 4V014. The issue, trim pieces separating from the body during driving, not cosmetic. They were falling off. On our Cybertruck, owners posted photos, gaps widening at highway speeds, panels moving. One owner clocked footage at 65 miles per hour, showing visible misalignment spreading across the door seam. February came. Recall number 2. The accelerator pedal would stick. It wouldn't release. David Chen, the 42-year-old accountant from Phoenix, Arizona, was driving his Cybertruck west on Interstate 10 when it happened. The pedal stayed down. The truck accelerated. He couldn't slow it. He braked hard. It held. He posted that night, "I paid $65,000 for a truck that tried to kill me." His post got 4,200 shares in 48 hours. March 2024. Recall 3. Door latch failures. Then recall 4 in April. Body panel gaps expanding with temperature swings. Austin summers hit 105 degrees. Winter dips to 32. The stainless steel was expanding and contracting. The fasteners were loosening. By April 15th, 2024, 4 recalls in 4 months. 4 months. The Ford F-150 Lightning had 3 recalls across its entire first year. Rivian R1T had 2. The Cybertruck already had 4, and only 13,000 trucks were on the road. Musk posted on X, "We're learning fast." But the data told a different story. IC cars reported depreciation at 18%. Trucks that sold for $65,000 in November were worth $53,300 by April. That's the steepest drop any new vehicle in the truck segment had seen. The future was already losing value. June 2024 came with recall number 6. The door handles. A woman named Sarah Martinez, 41 years old, living in Temecula, California, got in her Cybertruck on a day when the thermometer hit 97 degrees. She pulled the interior handle. Nothing. She tried the exterior handle. The door wouldn't budge. The air conditioning wasn't working. She called 911. The fire department arrived in Temecula at 4:32 p.m. It took them 45 minutes to extract her. 45 minutes of a woman trapped in a metal box under desert sun. Because the door latch mechanism, had seized in the heat. She posted on RC Cybertruck that night, "I paid $68,000 to almost die in my driveway." That same month, internal Tesla documents obtained by Reuters showed something worse. A memo, dated July 2023, months before the November delivery event, flagged the thermal expansion problem. It was labeled acceptable cosmetic misalignment. Acceptable. Management knew the stainless steel exoskeleton would warp. They shipped it anyway. Meanwhile, the competitors weren't struggling. Ford's F-150 Lightning delivered 38,000 units in 2023, 3 recalls total. Rivian's R1T shipped 57,000 units, 2 recalls. The Cybertruck had 13,000 units and 9 recalls by midsummer. Here's what most people covering this miss. The recalls weren't engineering failures. They were design choices. Every gap, every seized latch, every loose trim piece that fell off at highway speed was the result of Musk choosing a date over a solution. The stainless steel exoskeleton was the signature. He'd promised it would be harder than a tank and require no paint. 40% cost savings, he'd said. But stainless steel expands when it heats and contracts when it cools. In a Texas summer, it expands a lot. In a winter morning, it shrinks. The fasteners loosen. The panels gap. The doors jam. Musk's original promise was still out there, archived on Tesla's website, and quoted in 1,000 investor presentations. Cybertruck will be the most reliable vehicle Tesla makes. The gap between that claim and the parking lot reality was now impossible to ignore. Internal Tesla documents, obtained by Reuters in August 2024, show that leadership knew about the thermal expansion problem before launch. A memo dated July 2023, written by engineers in the Structural Design Group, flagged what they called acceptable cosmetic misalignment as inevitable. They weren't guessing. They'd tested it. They knew the panels would gap. They knew the doors would stick. Elon Musk chose the ship date anyway. Production had already slipped from 2021 to 2022 to 2023. Investors were waiting. The stock price momentum depended on delivery announcements. A delay meant a missed quarter. A missed quarter meant losing investor confidence. So, in November 2023, the first Cybertruck rolled off the line in Austin, Texas, with a known defect Musk had decided was acceptable risk. By September 2024, Cybertruck owners filed a class action lawsuit in the Northern District of California. The lead plaintiff was Marcus Rivera, a 38-year-old engineer from Mountain View, who discovered the truck bed wouldn't seal watertight. Rain pooled inside. He'd paid $68,500. That same month, on Tesla's Q3 earnings call, Musk admitted what the memo had always known. Accelerated timelines created integration challenges, he said. Translation: we rushed it. CFO Zachary Kirkhorn added, quality improvements will extend into 2025. Translation: it's still broken, and it's going to stay broken for a while. By November 2024, 12 recalls. Some owners had brought their vehicles in for service 5 times. One owner on the Cybertruck Owners Club forum wrote, "I feel like I'm funding Tesla's beta test." He wasn't wrong. Each recall cost Tesla roughly $2,000 per vehicle. 12 recalls on 13,000 trucks equaled $312 million in direct costs alone. The lawsuit was still pending. The Cybertruck recalls weren't an anomaly. They were the logical endpoint of a leadership philosophy: move fast, ship incomplete, iterate publicly. This works for software. For a 2-ton vehicle doing 70 miles per hour on a highway, it does not. Elon Musk built Tesla on a promise that electric vehicles could be better and delivered faster than traditional manufacturers. For years, he was right. But scaling production while maintaining that philosophy broke something fundamental. You cannot beta test a truck the same way you beta test an app. By December 2024, Cybertruck resale values had dropped 32% from launch pricing. A truck that started at $60,990 was trading for $41,000 on the used market. It was the steepest appreciation for any electric truck that year. The F-150 Lightning held 89% of its value. The Rivian R1T held 84%. The Cybertruck held 67%. Owners weren't just losing money, they were losing trust. And trust, once fractured, doesn't rebuild with software updates. The final verdict is simple. The Cybertruck didn't fail because the idea was bad. It failed because one man prioritized being first over being right. And now, 13,000 owners are paying the price, one recall notice at a time. That's the cost of moving fast. And the cost